steak, and the rest probably in like protein shakes. So I'd have like 2 protein shakes, like 100 grams each, and so every meal, you know, was like 100 grams of protein. So it was 5 meals of 100 grams each, and that's how I get my 500 grams of protein in for the day, basically. And so I just like spread that out to like every 3 hours, something like that. I'd eat every 3 hours. You know, you have to train your body to be able to do that. You have to start out real slow, eat real small meals, and you can build up to you know that 100 grams. You're not gonna be able to do it right away. You probably want to start with like 70 or 80 or something like that, 60. You just work your way up to it till you can get to 100 grams of protein for each meal. So what I found out in the training is you'd have to train every body part at least once a week if you want to be any good at the sport. So for the most part, you know, since I work full time, you know, I couldn't break the body parts up. I had to train everything at one time. So I train chest, triceps together, then I train back and biceps together, then I train legs together, and then I train shoulders by themselves also. So that's like 4 days. So I trained, for me, a lot of guys train 3 on, 1 off. For me, I didn't train like that. I trained like 5 on, 2 off, or 6 on, 1 off. In off season, it was 5 on, 2 off, and for the pre-contest, you know, I do 6 days straight. And because I try to work body parts, mine at least twice a week, you know, because I'm trying to be better than everybody else for the most part. So I'm trying to do a little bit more here. So I'd start over, you know, from what I started after those 4 days. You know, I worked my whole body, so I'd have 2 more days to kind of like start over and work everything over again. So in like 8 days, I worked, you know, just about every body part. 9 days, every body part like twice. So for me, you know, I come to find out, you know, you have to do a lot of repetition in order to build muscle. So Brian would have me doing, you know, like chest, you know, have me doing like 3 or 4 different exercises, you know, for chest, and have me doing like 10 to 15 reps, you know, as heavy as possible. And you know, I'm trying to build muscle, so I need to do a minimum number, and then I had a maximum number. Like minimum was like at least 10 reps on everything. You know, my maximum was like 15 to 20 on you know, for the most part on warm-up sets, and maybe the second set or something like that. So I do 3 or 4 exercises for chest, 3 or 4 exercises for triceps, and I just follow that up, you know, with every body part pretty much the same way. You know, if I was doing back, you know, I do 3 or 4 exercises for back, 3 or 4 exercises for biceps, in succession like that, basically.
Ну что, когда Ронни начал заниматься, то он питался 2-3 раза в день. Как правило, это была жареная еда, пицца, гамбургеры. Но когда он уже более серьезно стал относиться к тренировкам, то он понял, что нужно употреблять меньшие порции, больше раз в течение дня, чтобы разогнать метаболизм. И на каждый фунт тела он рассчитывал по 2 грамма белка, то есть это на килограмм, ну где-то 4,5 получается грамма. И он привел такой пример. При собственном весе в 250 фунтов, ну скажем, это где-то 112 килограммов, нужно было потреблять 500 граммов белка в день. И он это разбивал на 5 приемов пищи. И, соответственно, 3 приема пищи это были либо курица, индейка, стейк. И 2 раза он потреблял белки вместе с протеиновыми шейками. И, ну, из простой математики получается то, что за каждый прием пищи по 100 граммов белка. Питался он каждые 3 часа. Опять же, он уменьшал порции, чтобы метаболизм был быстрее. И как совет такой маленький дал, постепенно наращивать количество белка за прием пищи. То есть начиная, к примеру, с 60 граммов и так постепенно доходить до 100. Каждую часть тела он советует тренировать минимум раз в неделю. В идеале для себя он, конечно, старался тренировать каждую часть тела 2 раза в неделю. Ну и, к примеру, когда он работал на полную ставку в полиции, у него было очень мало свободного времени, и он сочетал тренировки следующим образом. Первый день грудь-трицепс, например, второй день спина-бицепс, затем отдельно ноги и затем отдельно плечи. И, в принципе, он старался тренироваться 5 через 2, 4 через 2. А когда была предсоревновательная подготовка, то вообще он мог тренироваться 6 дней подряд. Еще один такой тренировочный момент – много повторений. К примеру, на грудь 3-4 упражнения, но при этом каждое упражнение, каждый подход делается 10-15 повторений. Были заданы строго минимальное количество, это 10, и максимальное 15-20. Ну и, соответственно, в принципе, на каждую из групп мышц, будь то грудь, трицепс, спина, было 3-4 упражнения. Следующий вопрос.
Good evening, Ronnie. My name is Marina. It's very nice to see you here. I bought some of your stuff at the exhibition.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I would like to tell you that I'm also a powerlifter.
Oh, okay.
I'm doing powerlifting. Yes, tomorrow I'm having a championship of Eurasia, and I will do my deadlift. So I will have, in fact, a few questions for you. Okay. What's your weight now? Because for me you look so big and very handsome, by the way.
Thank you.
And do you have your own gym at the USA? Because when I travel, I would love to visit it and maybe to get a personal training. And the third question, what made you to develop your own line of the sport nutrition? Why is it better than the other products? And what are your plans for the future?
Okay.
Thanks.
Ну что ж, опять же, я тогда переведу вопрос. Девушка, которая задала вопрос, она занимается пауэрлифтингом. Завтра она будет выступать на турнире и будет делать становую тягу. Вопросы были такие. Какой вес у Ронни сейчас? Есть ли у него свой зал в Соединенных Штатах? И что его сподвигло основать свою линейку спортивного питания? И почему она лучше, чем конкуренты этой линейки?
Yeah, right now, I just had back surgery about 4 or 5 months ago, so I haven't been training a whole lot after the surgery. So I'm way down in weight. I think I've been training now for about 5-6 weeks, somewhere in there. So I took about three and a half months off from training because I was, trying to get better from the surgery. The surgery I had was a fusion surgery, and it takes about almost a year and a half, somewhere in there for the fusion to take place. And I'm still healing and trying to get better each and every single day. But, I can't, not continue to work out because, working out has always been my hobby, something I look forward to. So after being off about 3 months, I've been back in the gym now for about 6 weeks, and I lost a lot of size when I took off, and right now I've put back a little bit of size, so I'm probably weighing about 260, somewhere in there, so that's probably like 120 kilos, somewhere in there. And I normally about 280, somewhere in there, so I still got some size to grow, so I'm still putting on a little weight, you know, here and there, each and every single day as I go to the gym and get my size back, you know, because like I said, I took off and I lost a lot of size, a whole lot, but I'm getting there slowly but surely. So I'm going to continue to train until I get it all back. Back home, the gym I work out is called Metroflex Gym, and they have a lot of people in there that, you know, personally train people, and, you know, get them to compete and stuff like that. Like I was saying earlier, that's the difference between gyms. You know, here I don't know if they have a lot of personal trainers that encourage people to compete, but in my gym, we got probably about, you know, 10 or 15 guys that are always encouraging people to compete, and so the word gets out that, you know, our gym is the gym to go to, where they got the personal trainer that you know, teach you how to compete for competition. So I don't actually own a gym of my own a gym of my own because I go to Metroflex, but I do have a home gym that I can also work out in from time to time, and, you know, I'll go there to my home gym for solitude if I don't really feel like being bothered at the gym, feel like waiting around on machines, because I got everything in my home gym that I have at Metroflex, so I don't really need to go to Metroflex if I don't want to. I can just work out at home, and I did do that, you know, when I was getting ready for Mr. Olympias and stuff like that. You know, I wouldn't go to the gym because I was real focused on, you know, training and not waiting around on a machine or nothing, because I had to get in there and for the most part get it out. Because, you know, I was working full time with the police department, so I didn't have a lot of time to spend in the gym anyway. So a lot of times I just worked out at home, got it done, and, you know, got on to work or whatever I had to do. After competing and being around, you know, supplement companies for so long, I was able to pick up, you know, certain things that they did, you know, to where I was able to, if I was to start my own line, I could probably, you know, do some of the things that I learned when I was with these other supplement companies, because I've been with a few, and I picked up certain things about being successful in that business. So I like, okay, I can start my own and, you know, do what I was doing for those people, do it for myself. And so I started my own supplement line and found out that, you know, what makes some lines better than others. You know, they use better ingredients, quality ingredients, they use more ingredients. So that's what I did. I pretty much started my own line. I tested my products on myself and my staff and my friends and stuff, and we developed the products till we get them pretty much like perfect to the way that we want them to be before we release them to the general public. So we may spend upwards to about a year or a year and a half just testing the product, just to get the right formula, you know, to put out, and for the product to be very competitive against somebody else's. So we'll use the best ingredients. We'll use more ingredients than other people do in their products to make ours better than theirs. So I think that's what we've been able to do: use better quality ingredients, use more ingredients to make the product better than somebody else's. So you do certain things to be more competitive than other people, and that's what we've basically done. You know, we tested them on ourselves to where we got the right formula, and like I said, these tests last anywhere from a year and a half, or whatever. And when we do finally bring it out, you know, we make sure it's perfect. You know, it's got the better quality ingredients, right quality ingredients, and like I said, more ingredients. And our product may do more like, say, for instance, our pre-workout. Most pre-workouts give you a lot of energy, you know, to work out and stuff. Well, we wanted to do something different, so we added a few more ingredients in our pre-workout where it helps you to build muscle. So not only do you get, you know, good pump, the good energy, but you also get the opportunity to build some muscle from our pre-workout. So that's what makes our products a little different from, you know, from everybody else.
Ну что ж, по порядку. Ронни сейчас весит 260 фунтов, это примерно 117-120 килограммов. Также он рассказал, что 4-5 месяцев назад у него была серьезная операция на спине. Сейчас у него там 4 шурупа стоят. Не тренировался, соответственно, практически все это время и вернулся в зал где-то 5-6 недель назад. Ну, он просто не мог не заниматься, ему просто захотелось уже вернуться в зал, вернуться к тренировкам. Конечно, он сбросил вес за это время. Обычно он весит 280 фунтов, но, как он уже сказал, сейчас его вес 260 фунтов. Он очень хочет вернуть себе прежнюю массу. Насчет собственного зала, он занимается в зале Metroflex Gym, который очень известный. Там занимаются и Брэнч Уоррен, и Джонни Джексон, Брайан Добсон, владелец его. В этом зале очень много опытных и достойных атлетов, но собственного зала у Ронни нету, однако есть зал у себя дома. И во время подготовки к Олимпиям он частенько занимался именно у себя дома, то есть делал кардио вместо того, чтобы ездить в зал, поскольку все-таки дорога туда и особенно дорога обратно, они занимают какое-то время, а здесь все под боком. И насчет линейки, собственной линейки спортивного питания, если же все-таки он преуспел в спорте, то почему не преуспеть в бизнесе? Все-таки все то, что он делал для других компаний, здесь он может сделать для самого себя. И сильная сторона его продуктов – это качественные ингредиенты. Их, ну, они сами по себе качественнее, но их еще и больше в продукции. Также компания тестирует всю продукцию на себе. Ронни лично на себе, на своих друзьях, на работниках компании. И, к примеру, вывод окончательного продукта на рынок с момента, ну, грубо говоря, идеи и приготовления первых образцов может занять вот этот промежуток от 6 до 12 месяцев, поскольку они за это время все это дело тестируют, проверяют на себе, добиваются перфекционизма и хотят на выходе уже иметь идеальный товар. И он привел в пример предтреники. Помимо ингредиентов, которые вызывают всплеск энергии перед тренировкой, там есть ингредиенты, которые способны еще и вызвать рост мышечной массы. Следующий вопрос.
So, sorry once again, it's me, but you're finally here in Moscow and I would blame myself for the rest of my life if I would miss that opportunity. So, basically, Ronnie, what was the particular moment during your career when you realized that you need a professional nutritionist? Because as you have mentioned earlier, as far as we've heard, nutrition is not your strong side while eating hamburgers, pizzas, and whatsoever. So, when did you realize that you needed the help of somebody who would help you with your knowledge of supplement, nutrition, and vitamins consumption?
Вопрос был о том, в какой момент своей карьеры Ронни осознал, что ему нужен профессиональный диетолог.
Yeah, to be honest with you, I learned that from the moment I started bodybuilding. So when I first got into the sport of bodybuilding, like you said, I wasn't good with either nutrition or training. So I always had a nutritionist basically, and it was the point that some nutritionists are better than others. So you know, I would go from one guy to another guy to another guy, until I finally found a guy who took me over the top and took me to the next level, and that guy was Chad Nichols. But before, you know, I'd always use nutritionists you know, every year and just about every show. And like I said, some nutritionists are better than others. So from the time that I got into the sport until the time I got out of it, I always had a nutritionist for the most part, you know. And like I said, some are better than others. And I used I probably went through about 3, 4, maybe 5 guys, so I finally found the right one that really knew a whole lot about the sport, and should I just say had the right knowledge, because everybody think they're smart, but there are some guys out there that are really smart on their own. So those are the guys that you really need to learn from, the guys that are really smart and don't just think they're smart.
В начале своей карьеры и, в принципе, занятий бодибилдингом Ронни особо не задумывался всерьез о диете, но, в принципе, практически все время у него был диетолог, но получалось так, что он метался от одного диетолога к другому, и перед знаковым знакомством с Чедом Николсом, благодаря которому он стал мистером Олимпия, сделал форму в 1998 году, у Ронни было 3, 4, 5 диетологов. Ну и, конечно же, кто-то бывает лучше, кто-то бывает хуже. Но Чед Николс принципиально вывел диету Ронни на абсолютно другой уровень. Ну и опять же, практически всегда были диетологи, но вот именно самым таким ключевым диетологом стал Чед Николс. И от себя добавлю, что он также был диетологом у того же самого Майка Тайсона. То есть это далеко не последний человек в индустрии. Следующий вопрос.
Ms. Coleman, I would like to hear your opinion about one problem which appeared in this sport, I guess, maybe 5-6 months ago. Your generation of sportsmen, starting from Mr. Yates, you personally, Mr. Candler, Mr. Heath, and other great sportsmen, when you get on the stage, you look really massive, like you can walk through the walls, and we cherish you for that. We like it, we love it, but few fans of this sport and young generation of bodybuilders, they say that you've forgotten about golden standards of the sport. They think that the main problem is the stomach, the waist. And Arnold has said that the judges should change their opinion about this problem. And I would like to hear what do you think about this? Thank you.
Ну, вопрос насчет животов на сцене. И с приходом таких атлетов, как Дориан Йейтс, Джей Катлер, превалировала общая масса, но, к сожалению, многие стали забывать золотые стандарты, которые были раньше. И каково мнение Ронни на этот счет?
Yeah, for me, it's all about, for the most part, technology. It's all about evolving, and it's all about, you know, becoming bigger and better at certain things. So certain other things get lost in translation. People always ask me, you think you are better than Dorian Yates? I'm like, no, not. You think you could beat Dorian Yates? I'm like, no, not really, because Dorian Yates was in his own era, you know. In his era, you know, I wasn't that size, you know. So no, I couldn't beat Dorian Yates when he was competing. Couldn't beat Lee Haney when he was competing. I couldn't beat none of those guys when they were competing, because, you know, every era has its own era of evolving and becoming greater, and it's the same thing with bodybuilding. You know, technology, advances in technology allowed us to learn more and become bigger and better and greater and more denser and more thicker in areas that, you know, they weren't able to achieve back, you know, when Arnold was competing. So now, you know, things are a whole lot different. The game is a whole lot different. There are more products out there, you know. The same thing with, you know, all the supplement companies. You know, that's how you become great there too. You kind of like listen to the public and learn what they want, and so you evolve and you become better. And that's, you know, that's how we've done it in the supplement game. We listen to the public, and, you know, we've done things where we had to change certain ingredients and become better, and we had to evolve and become better. And I think that's pretty much what the sport has done, is evolved and it's become better. People don't want to see guys that was as small as Arnold. They want to see guys that were bigger. And so the sport evolved with technology, and we were able to become bigger than those guys were. We were able to become a lot better than those guys were. We become a lot harder. You know, our conditioning was a lot better than those guys. You know, back in those, when Arnold was competing, you know, they didn't have such thing as striated glutes and all this kind of stuff. They didn't have the conditioning that we have today. So it's all about the sport evolving and becoming better. So, you know, it's not going to go back to a way Arnold was, because the technology has advanced to the point where, you know, guys are competing to be bigger and be better and be more conditioned. So, you know, and being bigger and better and more conditioned, the body is going to change and stuff, and you're not going to look like those guys did back in those days. I'm quite sure those guys had the technology and the advances in sports medicine that we have now, then they would probably look like we do now. But, you know, back then they didn't have all of that. So the sport is going to evolve and it's going to change. You know, people can say what they want to say, you know, about the stomachs or whatever. But, you know, it's not going to be like it was back then. It's going to evolve and it's going to change. It's going to be different. So that's just the way it is. So that's pretty much my opinion on it. It's just going to evolve and change. And guys are going to be bigger and be more conditioned. They're going to be, shapes are going to be different for the most part. So, you know, we can't go back to the way guys looked when Arnold was competing, because it's a different era for the most part, you know. So that's the way it is.
Спорт эволюционирует, движется вперед так же, как и время, и этот факт необратим. Ронни задал такой вопрос. Лучше ли он Дориана? Нет, потому что Дориан был хорош в свою эру, а в то время Ронни только начинал выступать. И, в принципе, атлеты каждой эры были хороши по-своему. Но спорт не стоит на месте, эволюционирует. И также зрители требуют от выступающих атлетов, чтобы они